My dear Sagittarius, if you're hearing these words right now, pause for just 10 seconds, because there is a signal strong enough that even people who don't believe in astrology would stop and feel it. And that signal is pointing directly at you, Sagittarius, right before Monday the 25th. In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you what the universe has been trying to whisper to you for days, a warning you cannot ignore, an opportunity that only appears once, and a doorway of destiny that stays open for only a few short days. If you miss it, your path, Sagittarius, will shift into a completely different direction. And before we step into the most important part, write softly in the comments below, "I am ready to step into the destiny meant for me." Because for a Sagittarius, a comment isn't just words. It's a signal you send into the universe, telling it that you're ready to receive everything good that is running toward you. And now, Sagittarius, what's coming toward you is not small. It's connected to an energetic shift that only those who are truly awake can feel. Stay with me, because the next part explains why you, Sagittarius, are the one being called during this exact window. My dear Sagittarius, as you listen to these words, let yourself slow down for a single heartbeat, just one, long enough for your mind to open, as if an invisible doorway is waiting for you to step through. There are moments in life that don't come with fireworks, don't come with noise, yet they mark a turning point more important than anything loud or dramatic. And this week is exactly that kind of moment for you. I want you to feel this with your intuition before your logic tries to explain anything. Because your intuition, that inner fire that has guided you even when life tried to blind you, is stronger now than it has been in a very long time. When Jupiter, your ruling planet, forms a trine with the sun, the energy of expansion moves like a ring of light around your spirit. It doesn't open for everyone. It opens for those who are ready to reach for something bigger, deeper, more meaningful. And you, Sagittarius, you are one of those souls. I've said before that Sagittarius does not live simply to survive. You live to explore the things others fear to touch. You live to see the bigger picture, to search for real meaning, to cross the boundaries other people build around themselves. And this week, the universe is placing something into your hands, a signal, a sign, a calling, a true call from destiny. The kind people experience only a few times in an entire lifetime. If you've felt something shifting quietly inside you, these past few days in your thoughts, in your dreams, in your fort, intuition, or in the strange little signs around you, then you are already sensing that signal. And it's telling you, listen, softly, but clearly, because what's coming toward you is not small. When the moon leaves the water signs and enters the fire signs, your emotions stop sinking downward and begin rising upward. You become stronger, bolder, sharper in reading the invisible signals others can't see. Your heart will have moments of knowing, long before your mind finds the words for it. Quick flashes of intuition, sharp as a blade, repeating feelings that return even when you try to push them away. These things are not random. They are signs of an energetic doorway opening, a doorway meant for the fire signs, and Sagittarius receives the clearest part of it. People often ask, how do I know when the energy is changing? The answer has always been inside you. You know when your body feels restless for no logical reason. You know when your heart beats faster, not out of fear, but because something is calling you. And you know when you look toward the future not with tired eyes, but with the eyes of someone about to step into a new chapter. If you've been feeling that, leave yourself a Fae. Reminder in the comments below. I choose to walk the path meant for me. Write it softly, as if you're speaking directly to your own soul. That comment isn't for the video. It's a quiet agreement with the universe, a small doorway you open so the light can step in. Sagittarius, you are the sign of freedom, of truth, of deeper meaning. But you are also the sign that carries a loneliness few people truly understand. You always reach toward the light, but the light is not always close. There are days when life pulls you down, makes you doubt your direction. There are months when you feel lost in a maze. Even though on the outside you smile, you stay strong, you remain the fire in every room. And the universe sees all of this. This week is not a reward for being perfect. It is a reward for your perseverance. All the things you endured, the heartbreaks, the moments you trusted the wrong person, the times you walked away even when you wanted to stay, the nights you didn't know whether you were moving forward or just trying not to fall apart, all of it is now forming a new kind of light. And that light is coming back toward you. The energy window before the 25th is a kind of crossroads. Astrologers speak about it softly, not because it's a secret, but because not everyone is ready to hear it. This is the time when luck, opportunity, and truth move faster than usual. Hidden things reveal themselves. Chances you thought you missed return. Closed doors begin to loosen. And you, Sagittarius, you are standing at the very center of this shift. You may feel the urge to change something important. You may feel ready to make a decision you've delayed for too long. You may feel the air around you getting heavier, as if something is about to happen. And all of those feelings are correct. In life, not everyone gets the privilege of recognizing a turning point before it happens. Most people only realize they've reached the crossroads after they've already taken the turn. But you are different. You are being warned early, guided early, given the light early. And if any zodiac sign knows how to seize a moment when it appears, it's Sagittarius. You don't need anyone to push you. You don't need anyone to pull you. All you need is a quiet nod to yourself. The only thing you must avoid right now is hesitation. Because hesitation is the very thing that can close the door right in front of you. I want to share something with you. Something I only say to souls who are truly stepping into a bigger journey. You don't have to force yourself to become the best version of who you are. You only need to become the most authentic version of yourself. When you live honestly with your heart, Jupiter always stands behind you, lifting you up. And this week, it is lifting you higher than usual. Sagittarius, I know you are strong, but what makes you special isn't your strength. It's your heart. A heart that stays open, no matter how many times it's been hurt. A heart that still believes something good is coming, even after loss. A heart that keeps looking toward the light, even after walking through darkness. You may think that's naive, but the truth is, it's a kind of miracle. And that miracle is calling you to step through the door before the 25th. If this message touches you, leave a small sign below. I am ready to open a new chapter. Just that. Not fancy, not complicated. A small commitment with enormous power. And Sagittarius, when your energy is stirring as strongly as it is right now, there is always one truth that comes with it. When luck runs toward you, old energy begins to fall away. When a new door opens, what no longer belongs will naturally drift out. When your light grows stronger, the shadows that used to cling to you will reveal themselves. That's why I want you to stay with me, because what you're about to hear next is not just an opportunity for you. It is also a warning meant only for Sagittarius, a warning you must know before the 25th. Just stay with me a few more minutes, because what's coming next will help you understand why the universe sent such a phone 12 strong signal in the first place. My dear Sagittarius, when the light starts moving this powerfully, there are always two forces that come with it. One that pulls you forward, and one that tests whether you're truly ready. And the strange thing is, the most important tests rarely arrive loudly. They show up in small choices, tiny moments, decisions that look harmless. But those small decisions can shift the entire direction of your life. In astrology, Saturn's movement is becoming more pronounced, and it's forming a square with the Sunday. For most people, that's just another astrological note. But for Sagittarius, the sign standing right at the edge of transformation, this is a soft but incredibly precise warning. Be careful of delays. This square doesn't mean you'll fail. It simply means that if you hesitate, if you let fear cover your heart, if you delay just a few days, you may need 3 to 6 months to return to the exact alignment you're standing in right now. The sad truth is, many people don't lose their luck because they choose wrong. They lose it because they choose too late. The universe doesn't punish, but the universe moves in its own rhythm. And that rhythm is open for you right now, but it will not stay open forever. I know you're strong. I know you're the sign that rarely lets yourself fall into a dead end. But because of that strength, you sometimes ignore the quiet voice inside your own heart, the voice of intuition, of instinct, of the subtle guidance the universe sends in tiny whispers. Your intuition is speaking clearly right now, but you may still be trying to interpret it with logic. And here's something many Sagittarians don't know. Your intuition is never wrong. Only you are sometimes slow to listen. If these past days you've become more sensitive to signs around you, a repeating phrase, a strange instinct, a sudden wave of worry for no clear reason, that is the universe calling you. Not calling you to fear, but calling you to wake up. You've felt these turning points early many times in your life. You saw it in someone's eyes. You felt it in the silence of a relationship. You sensed it in a career opportunity. You felt it the moment you woke up with that quiet thought, something is about to happen. And this time, it's the same. Many Sagittarians right now are standing before a choice about money, career, or a relationship. One path is opening, but another path is calling your name too. Or maybe you feel the need to leave something, a job, a relationship, a loop, a feeling that no longer fits you, but you hesitate because you don't want to hurt anyone, or you fear losing stability, or the future feels too unclear. But Sagittarius, have you ever realized that the moment your life changed the most was the moment you chose right without waiting? Have you ever noticed that your greatest turning points arrived on days when everything felt the most uncertain? And have you ever wondered, if you hesitate this time, will what you've been waiting for still be there? What I want to share with you today isn't meant to force you into action, but to help you see more clearly what your heart has been trying to say all along. You are strong, but you don't always hear your own heart. And this time, your heart is speaking very clearly. Let that sentence sink into you. No rushing, no pressure, just a gentle awareness that your heart is guiding you in the right direction and you shouldn't ignore it. I know you don't like being controlled. You don't like anyone telling you what to do. But I also know something else. You are incredibly sensitive to energetic shifts, and you always know when life is about to turn. And right now is exactly one of those moments. If you feel like you're standing in front of a decision that makes you hesitate, you can quietly write below, "I am listening to my intuition." Writing it isn't for this video. It's a gentle reminder, placed on your own path, an acknowledgement that you are no longer ignoring the subtle signs. There is one thing Saturn always teaches us, especially when it forms a tense aspect with the sun. If you avoid the truth, it will come back later. But if you face it now, you shorten half a year of waiting and half a year of being off course. And Sagittarius, you were not born to delay. You were born to move forward. The energy of this week demands a level of honesty with yourself deeper than anything before. Not honesty with others, but honesty with your true nature. The part of you that always knows when it's time to change, time to walk away, or time to open something new. If lately you've felt the urge to change your financial plans, that's not random. If you feel misaligned with your current job, that's not unconscious. If a relationship has been giving you unclear signals, that's not you overthinking. If someone no longer feels like they're on your frequency, that's not you being too sensitive. That is truth knocking at your door. When Saturn appears in the form of a warning, it teaches one of the deepest human lessons. Sometimes what changes our life is not a big choice, but a few days of hesitation. And the truth is, what you're about to decide carries far more weight than you think. But instead of fear, I want you to feel this as an awakening. You are being empowered. You are being warned early. You are being chosen. Very few signs are allowed to walk ahead of the energy like Sagittarius. You weren't only given intuition, you were given foresight and the ability to feel deeply. So let yourself sit still for a moment. Feel what's moving inside you without analyzing, without judging, just listening. Because in the next part, we will step into the most important truth, the door that opens before the 25th, and what happens if you walk through it or if you let it pass. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear may shape the entire next chapter of your life. My dear Sagittarius, what I'm about to say now is the crossroads between light and shadow, between choice and destiny, between the path you've walked and the path you're about to enter. Not everyone gets to stand in front of a cosmic doorway, but you, Sagittarius, you're standing right in front of one. From now until the sestam, 25th, there is an astrological shift that you must understand with your whole heart. Jupiter, your ruling planet, is shining directly into your 9th house. And if you've never paid attention before, the 9th house is the house of truth, of philosophy, of long-term vision, of journeys beyond familiar borders. It is the region of the chart that makes Sagittarius who you are, the lover of freedom, the seeker, the explorer, the soul that carries questions bigger than one lifetime. And when Jupiter stands in this exact position, it's an unmistakable sign that the universe is placing a new map into your hands. Not a symbolic map, not a vague one, but a map that leads to a real opportunity, a shift in work, studies, movement, expansion, or a major turning point connected to a truth you're about to uncover. The incredible part is, this only appears when your soul has matured enough to receive it. Many people live their whole life without ever seeing a peace moment like this. But you're different. This doorway is open right in front of you. You can feel it in the tiny signs, like your mind suddenly wandering toward new environments, or an urge to learn something new, or a quiet sense that life wants you to go farther, not necessarily in distance, but in depth. If in the past few days you suddenly found yourself looking toward the future with different eyes, that wasn't imagination. If you woke up with the feeling, I need to do something, that wasn't restlessness. If your heart whispered, go, don't wait anymore, that wasn't illusion. That was Jupiter calling you. That was the 9th house opening its door. That was the universe showing you the exact stretch of the path you've waited far too long to see. You've waited enough, Sagittarius. You've sacrificed, you've learned, you've broken, you've rebuilt, again and again, so many times that no one truly knows. So many times that even you sometimes forget just how strong you have been. And now, for the first time in a long time, the door opens for you. Not for responsibility, not for others, not for sacrifice, but for the dream you once buried for 1,000 reasons. And what makes this moment even more extraordinary is the moon. When the moon enters a fire sign, it doesn't just light up your emotions, it unlocks your higher purpose, the soul mission you were born to fulfill. This is not an ordinary goal. This is the kind of goal your spirit came here to complete. When these two energies, Jupiter and the fire moon, merge, they create a layer of light that mystics call a window moment. This moment is like an invisible gateway, opening quickly and closing just as fast. No announcement, no warning. It doesn't wait for your readiness. And that fleeting nature is what makes it precious. Some people recognize the door the moment it appears. Some people stand right in front of it and still miss it simply because they hesitated for a breath too long, or because they let fear outweigh their heart. But Sagittarius, You are not here to miss the door. You are here to walk through it. You are here to lead. You are here to live a life far more meaningful than anything you've ever imagined. And you are standing right at the center of that moment. I want to say this to you in the softest, gentlest, truest voice I can give you through these words. You have waited too long to finally see your life shift. And this is the moment of that shift. You don't need to rush. You don't need to fear. You are not being forced. But you are being offered a choice that can redirect your entire future. If your heart feels the window opening, if you feel ready to step out of the old version of yourself, if there is a light, delicate but firm, rising inside you, leave a comment not for this video, but for yourself. I am ready to walk through my door. Writing it down is an acknowledgement, a quiet confession that you see the door, you recognize it, and you are no longer afraid of change. Not everyone is brave enough to walk toward the life their heart truly wants, but Sagittarius, you are the want sign, born with feet that want to roam and a heart that wants to live honestly. That is why the universe chose you. That is why this window opens exactly when you are waking up. That is why your energy is getting stronger. And this is only the beginning. The door before the 25th doesn't only open opportunity, it opens truth, expansion, freedom, clarity. But it also brings something you must be prepared for. Big opportunities always come with big choices. And in the next part, I'm going to tell you about that exact moment, the one that decides whether you step into your blessings or fall back into the old cycle. There is a very strong signal moving toward you, and it will reveal itself even more clearly once you understand what's coming. So stay with me, because what you're about to hear next is not just another message, it's a calling. A calling meant only for Sagittarius. My dear Sagittarius, if you are still here with me, I want you to take a few seconds, place your hand over your heart. You don't need to close your eyes, just feel. Feel the tiny pulse beneath your palm. Feel your breath, maybe a little uneven, a little nervous, a little hopeful, and feel the truth that you didn't stumble into these words by accident, because what I'm about to say now isn't a general insight. It isn't a distant prediction. This is a private message, a secret signal the universe prepared specifically for Sagittarius, for you, the one sitting here, with a heart quietly searching for something you haven't dared to name. And I want you to hear this with your heart first and your mind second, because your heart has been forced into silence too many times. Sagittarius, this week, this month, and especially the days leading up to the 25th, you are stepping into an energetic field that very few souls ever get the chance to touch. It feels like a thin, glowing path lit only for those brave enough to keep walking, even when their legs are shaking, even when their heart feels unsettled. And the first thing I need you to know is this: your career is changing. Not a small shift, not a tiny piece of good news. A change so significant that you'll look back at your entire journey and say, "Oh, I was always this strong. I just never realized it." Jupiter, the planet of expansion, is pouring light over the areas connected to your work, your finances, and your personal growth. This means that in the coming days, a new door may open for you, an offer you've been waiting for, an opportunity to earn more, a step up in responsibility or position, someone finally recognizing your worth and wanting to elevate you. What makes this opportunity special is that it appears only when you take action before the 25th, not because the universe is strict, but because blessings also need you to show that you want them. Maybe you've been working quietly in the dark. Maybe you've been pushing harder than anyone knows. Maybe you've been holding everything together while the world felt like it was falling apart. But Sagittarius, the universe has witnessed everything you thought no one ever saw. And now, the universe wants to give back. If a whisper inside you has been saying, "I deserve more," don't silence it. That's not arrogance. That's truth. You've been held back long enough. Now it's time to rise. If this is touching something deep inside you, write gently, "I am ready to upgrade my life." Not for me, not for anyone else, but for the path that belongs to you. But that's not all. Because your love life is also standing in front of a great shift. Someone who once walked away, whether through misunderstanding, fear, wrong timing, or simply not being ready for a heart as fiery as yours, will feel their soul stirred by the very light you're radiating now. This is not a promise of reunion. This is not about someone crawling back to you. It's simply the human truth that someone will miss you. Someone will recognize your value. Someone will feel pulled toward you again. Not because you lack them, but because your light is now too bright to ignore. And for Sagittarius who are single, this is a period when a new connection can absolutely appear. A glance, a meeting, a feeling you can't describe. A soul whose presence melts your heart even when you're trying so hard to look strong. When the moon enters a fire sign, it doesn't just ignite intuition, it ignites soul connections. Maybe someone will finally speak a truth you didn't expect to hear. Maybe a confession will come from a place you once believed impossible. Maybe something that faded suddenly begins glowing again. Love during this phase is not loud or dramatic. It arrives like morning sunlight, soft but unmistakable, gentle but powerful enough to wake something in you. And if your heart is tired, if you've loved the wrong way, if you've given too much, I want you to hear this clearly. You don't need anyone to save you anymore. Because you are becoming the version of yourself that you once wished someone would show up to rescue. But in the end, you were the one who saved you. This isn't to make you stronger. This is to remind you that your strength never left. And then there is another message rising quietly in your energy field. You're growing up, not in age, not in responsibility, but in the way the soul matures. Your confidence is returning, not the loud kind, but the calm kind. I don't need to prove anything. I know who I am. Your peace is returning, not because life is suddenly perfect, but because you no longer want to fight with the world. Your clarity is returning. You speak less, but understand more. You choose silence when explaining is useless. You cut things off that no longer fit, faster, cleaner, softer, as if you've finally decided to live a life that doesn't require permission. And the most beautiful part is this: you're beginning to respect yourself in ways you never had the courage to before. There are things you won't tolerate anymore, boundaries you will set, paths you will not return to, not out of pride, but because you've hurt enough to understand the lesson. And that lesson says, no one can take the light of Sagittarius. They can shake it, but never extinguish it. You are the flame the world needs. You are the one who brings hope into the darkest places. You are the reason others believe in goodness simply because you exist. But for that light to keep shining outward, you must allow it to shine inward into you, into your heart, into the parts of yourself you once hid. And Sagittarius, I want you to know that everything coming your way, your spec days, career, your finances, your relationships, your inner growth, none of it is here to test you. It's here to celebrate you. You've walked through months that felt unsteady. You made decisions no one knew the cost of. You loved with your whole heart even after being hurt more times than you could count. You kept trying when no one was watching. You stood back up when no one reached out a hand. And you kept moving even when everything around you whispered, "Stop." What's arriving now is the reward, the light, the new chapter your soul has been waiting for. If this touches something deep inside you, write, I am ready to receive what's mine, not for anyone to see, but so you can hear your own voice. And now, as the door opens, as the light moves toward you, as opportunities stand right in front of you, I want to prepare you for one last thing. Before blessings arrive, old shadows sometimes return for a final appearance, and, in the next part, you'll understand why every sign has been guiding you back to the path you were born to walk. Sweet Sagittarius, after all the signals, the warnings, the doors opening in front of you, I want you to pause for a moment, not to think, not to analyze, but to feel. Because what you're about to do now is not an astrological action, it's a soul action. We've walked through predictions, changes, lessons, truths, but sometimes the most powerful shift comes not from words, but from the moment you allow yourself to step into new energy with your breath. And the ritual I'm about to guide you through is not for attracting miracles. It's for unlocking what has been waiting for you for a very long time. Sit up straight for a moment. Not perfectly, just enough to feel present. If you can, place one hand gently over your heart. If not, let your hand rest softly, as if you're holding something precious. And when you're in that position, I want you to take a deep breath in, not fast, not forced, just a breath that enters you like a beam of light. Inhale for the first time, as if you're inviting the light to step in. Hold it just long enough for that light to spread across your chest. Now exhale slowly, as if you're letting the tension of the week flow out of your body. Inhale for the second time, softly, as if you're inviting peace into your bones. Hold it for one gentle beat, so your heart can feel it. Then exhale, as if you're setting down the burdens that are no longer yours to carry. And one last inhale, as if you're receiving a new version of yourself. Hold it just a little longer, as if whispering, I am ready. Then release it, soft and slow, like you're letting the universe step back into your life. 3 breaths, just 3. Simple, yet powerful enough to shift how you see the world and how the world sees you. Because with every breath, you step out of everything that once held you back, and you make room for what's meant to come in, not knocking, but walking straight in. Now, keep your hand over your heart a little longer. Just feel. You don't need to try to see anything. You don't need to try to think anything. Just feel that heartbeat. The heartbeat that carried you through every season, every scar, every loss, every moment you thought you wouldn't survive. That heart never abandoned you. And today, it's guiding you exactly where you need to be. While you feel that heartbeat, I want you to whisper only loud enough for you to hear, "I choose the path meant for me." You don't need to say it strongly. You don't need to force the words. Just say it with the honesty you rarely allow yourself to express. And when that sentence leaves your lips even softly, it echoes in your energy field louder than you. To realize, it isn't a promise to the universe, it's a promise to yourself that you choose the path meant for you, that you choose light over fear, that you choose to rise instead of stay still, that you choose your strongest self instead of the version others expect you to be. And the miracle is this: when you say those words, the sky shifts, and so do you. Because the universe has always been waiting for one signal, not your perfection, not your past, not your mistakes, but the moment you choose yourself. And now, after you've breathed, after you've opened your heart, after you've chosen your path, I want you to take one more step. A small action, but one with enormous energy. Write down one thing you want to open in your life this week. Just one. Not 3, not 10, not something huge, just to sound good. Write the thing your heart wants. The thing you haven't dared to say aloud. The thing you think you might not deserve. Write it. Write it softly. Write it honestly. Write it like you're finally letting your own heart be heard. Because when you do this, you're not just writing, you're activating. You're connecting directly to the energy of the 9th house, the house of truth, expansion, and soul purpose for Sagittarius. When you write what you desire, you're sending a signal into your timeline, your destiny, your path, saying, "I am ready." You're not just leaving a note, you're changing your future. You're knocking on the door that the universe has already opened for you, and you're stepping into the very road that Jupiter, your ruling planet, has been preparing for weeks. And if, in this moment, you feel a little warmth rising in your chest, or a tightness in your throat, or the sensation that you might cry, know this: you're not being weak. You're coming back to yourself. Because every true ritual, even the simplest one, moves something inside your soul. And this ritual was created for the exact moment you're living in right now. If you feel this touching your heart, leave one sentence, just one, to anchor this energy in your life. I am ready to open the door of my destiny, not to show others how strong you are, not to prove anything, but to let the world know that you're stepping into your next chapter, to let the universe know you're ready to receive what belongs to you, and to let your own heart know it doesn't have to walk alone anymore. Beloved Sagittarius, this ritual may seem gentle, but it is the key that activates your luck, your expansion, and the right path ahead of you during these days before the 25th. You have opened the door. You have breathed. You have chosen. You have written. You have anchored the energy. And the next part of your journey will take you to the signals coming from the future, the very things your soul has been sensing for a long time. Sweet Sagittarius, now that we've come this far, I want you to know that you are no longer standing at the beginning. You're no longer the one searching for light. You're no longer the soul pushing through heavy days just to survive. You've stepped onto a path that not everyone gets the chance to touch. And what's coming toward you now isn't just a prediction. It's like a doorway to the future opening just a crack, letting you see a glimpse of yourself, a stronger, freer, brighter version of you. Take a soft breath, because what I'm about to say may make your heart tremble in ways you didn't expect. From now until the end of the year, an astrological cycle is opening just for you. A cycle astrologers call the expansion, the healing, the rebirth cycle for Sagittarius. This phase is unlike anything you've been through. It isn't coming to test you. It isn't coming to teach you another lesson. It's coming to return something you lost along the way. Jupiter, your ruling planet, is moving into one of the deepest activation zones of your soul. The 9th house in your chart is glowing brighter than usual, the house of truth, freedom, faith, purpose. And not only that, the 10th house, your house of career, achievement, reputation, is lighting up too. This is a rare alignment. The house of purpose and the house of accomplishment lighting up at the same time. This means what you do during this period doesn't just put you on your soul path. It places you where you truly belong in this world. No more shrinking yourself. No more hiding your gifts. No more dimming your light. No more pretending to be less than who you are. This is the moment when life whispers, "Step forward." Your career is about to rise in a way that surprises even you. You may receive an opportunity for advancement. You may be offered a role you once thought was out of reach. Someone may finally see you clearly, not through bias, but through your real light. Your public image, how people see you, how they respect you, how they speak about you, is being elevated. Not through effort you force, but through the energy you emit. When the 10th house lights up, the world sees you. When the 9th house lights up, you see yourself. And when both happen together, you experience the biggest breakthrough of your year. Your intuition will also become unusually strong. You will know things before people say them, before events unfold, before you can explain why. Don't fear it. Intuition doesn't warn danger. It shows direction. And in this week, this month, this phase, that light is returning to guide you. You have been the one lighting the path for others. You have been the one bringing hope into the darkest rooms. You have been the one helping others stand even when you could barely breathe yourself. And now, it's the light's turn to lead you home. You are the light people look for when they are lost. But this time, the light is coming back to guide you. Let that sentence sink into you. Let it soften you. Let it fill the parts of you that have been tired for too long. You don't need to fight anymore. You don't need to hold everything together. You don't need to prove yourself. You only need to open and follow the light. And here is the truth I wish every Sagittarius could know sooner. You were not born to live a small life. You were not born to stand behind others. You were not born to be overlooked. You were not born to stay silent. You came into this world to be living proof that hope is real, that it's possible to be strong and kind, that it's possible to lift others even while healing yourself, that it's possible to look at life with optimism, not because life is easy, but because you know that even in darkness, there is always a way to the light. You came to live a life of expansion, a life of vision, a life of meaning, a life that makes others think, I can do that too. And if you ever forgot this, the period from now until the end of the year will remind you, not with words, not with promises, but with events. Opportunities arriving right on time, clarity appearing exactly when you need it, energy shifting in your favor, situations that seemed stuck, finally opening, people who once overlooked you beginning to soften. This isn't magic. This is you returning to who you really are. If your heart feels like it's moving softly, but clearly give yourself a moment to write, I am ready to be seen for who I truly am. Not for luck, not to prove anything, but to confirm with your own soul that you agree to step into your next chapter. And, Sagittarius, from this point forward, the road ahead of you will not look like the road behind you. You will see the shift. You will feel the shift. You will live inside the shift. But there is still one last thing you need to know. Something so important it can shape your entire path ahead. Not everyone can walk with you through this new door. And not every energy wants you to step into the light. In the next chapter, you'll understand why. You'll understand the final signal the universe is sending. And you'll know how to walk forward with protection, with peace, and with the clarity that has been waiting for you for so long. Beloved Sagittarius, before we pause this journey today, I want you to look at yourself for a moment, not through the eyes that once doubted you, but through the eyes of the universe. You are the one who walks with courage, even when the road is foggy. You are the one whose freedom and openness make the world breathe easier. You carry an intuition so sharp that sometimes even you don't understand how you know, but you still know. You have a vision bigger than the limits life once placed on you. And most importantly, you carry a heart that always turns toward the light, even when the world tries to pull you into the dark. Everything you heard today about the door open until the 25th, about opportunity, about luck, about rebirth, it's only the beginning. The universe is still holding one more signal for you, stronger, clearer, with the power to shift your entire path. A signal that may affect your finances, a relationship that still lingers in your heart, and the career path you're about to step into. And when that moment arrives, I want you to greet it with your open heart, with your natural courage, and with the Sagittarius spirit that no one on this earth can replace. If today's message opened something inside you, if you felt seen, lighter, or simply more aligned, leave a like and share this video so the light can travel farther. You won't just be helping yourself, you'll be sending good energy to other souls who quietly need it too. And if you want to keep receiving messages meant specifically for Sagittarius, the reminders, the signals, the doors that the universe opens only for this fire sign, go ahead and gently hit subscribe, not to follow me, but to make sure you never miss what was meant for your soul, because your journey does not end here. In the next video, I'll tell you why next month may become the most important month of the year for Sagittarius, a month where your decisions could shift your finances, your relationships, and the direction of your life. I'll meet you there, where the light is stronger, clearer, and closer to you than ever before. See you soon, beloved Sagittarius.